Chosen one, your final hour approaches. This isn't about fear, it's about preparation. It's not a countdown to destruction. It's an invitation to activation. The doors are closing on one timeline and opening to another. A portal has opened that only the divinely awake will perceive, and even fewer will walk through. That's why this message has found you. Not everyone will understand it. Not everyone will feel the pulse behind these words. But you've always known something deeper is at work in your life. You've always sensed a divine timing hovering over your steps. You are being summoned. This moment is more than a turning point. It is a spiritual threshold, a convergence of everything you've endured, everything you've learned, and everything your soul committed to before you ever arrived on this earth. The illusions of the world are dissolving. The veil is thinning. The distractions, the noise, the constant pull away from your true essence. It's all coming to an end. And in its place, truth, power, clarity. But only for those who are awake enough to see it. This is why you must stay with this message until the end. There is an unlocking waiting for you, a transmission of divine energy meant to stir the deepest codes within you. And if you feel this calling, leave your warmest wishes in the comments along with the number 77, a number of spiritual activation and divine completion. Speak your desires with love and truth. Let them ripple into the cosmos and energize the timeline that's waiting for you to step in. The universe is listening, not just to your voice, but to your vibration. And that's the key to what's unfolding. Because this final hour isn't about endings, it's about revelations. The veil of the world has kept many asleep. It has numbed them with routine, distracted them with shallow rewards, trained them to believe in limitation and separation. But you kept sensing that something was coming. You kept catching glimpses in dreams, signs in numbers, chills in your spine, whispers in the silence. You kept walking even when others stopped. You kept seeing even when everyone else shut their eyes. Because you were never meant to blend in. You were never meant to sleep through this life. You were meant to awaken. This is the moment your soul has waited for. The final hour is not a time on the clock. It's a shift in consciousness. A holy moment of reckoning between the truth you were born to embody and the lies you were taught to accept. And in this hour, the divine is not asking you to do more. It is asking you to remember more. To remember who you are, what you came here for, and what must fall away so that you can finally ascend into your true frequency. This frequency is not ego, it's not noise, it's not a show. It's subtle, ancient, powerful. It flows through stillness. It radiates through your presence, and it cannot be faked. That's why many will miss this moment, because they will search for it in logic, in data, in strategy, while it reveals itself only in spirit. It's not a product of intellect. It's a birthright of the soul. But to claim it, you must leave behind the final illusions. You must release the version of yourself that survived by shrinking, that obeyed fear, that fit in to feel safe. That version was a costume, a placeholder, a temporary mask, while the real you was forming. But the real you is ready now. The hour has come. The disguise must fall, and your essence, your divine, radiant essence, must now lead. There is no room for hesitation anymore. The window is narrow. The energy is sharp. The calling is urgent. This is the part where the chosen either rise or vanish into the fog of distraction forever. Not because the divine is cruel, but because free will is real. The portal will not drag you through. It will wait briefly, and then it will close. This is your time to walk through. And what's on the other side? clarity, purpose, activation, wealth, power, impact, all encoded specifically for you, but impossible to carry while you're still dragging the weight of the old you. The frequency is too high. It demands alignment. It demands truth. It demands your complete yes, not just a verbal yes, but a spiritual surrender, a willingness to dissolve everything false so that only the real remains. And the real you is glorious. The real you isn't afraid of being seen. The real you doesn't hide from the light. The real you remembers the blueprint, remembers the fire, remembers the oath you made with the divine before birth. I will awaken no matter the cost. That cost has been paid through your tears, through your trials, through the nights you didn't think you'd survive. And now the reward has arrived. The hour is here. The path is opening, but you must walk it fully, deeply, with everything inside you. Let your energy rise now. Let the old energy fall away. Let the truth of who you are burn through the noise of who you were told to be. This is the reckoning, the rebirth, the final hour of your slumber, and the beginning of your divine rise. Only the awake will feel it. Only the brave will answer. Only the chosen will pass through. Are you ready? This moment has been written in your soul since before time carved its first hour. This isn't just a shift in season. It's a collapse of the false and a coronation of the true. The final hour isn't marked by clocks, but by consciousness, and it has begun. The systems around you may continue as if nothing has changed, but you feel it. You feel the trembling underneath the surface. You feel the pull to release what no longer belongs, to shed the illusions that once kept you comfortable, but are now suffocating your becoming. Everything you once used to survive, the masks, the compromises, the hesitation, it's turning to dust. The old self cannot come with you into the sacred space ahead. That version of you was necessary for a time, but its time has expired. It was the seed. You are now the bloom. The bloom doesn't apologize for breaking through the soil. It doesn't shrink because the world isn't ready. It reaches. It expands. It becomes, whether they approve or not. And so must you. This hour is not about fixing what's broken. It's about remembering what was never broken to begin with. Your power didn't disappear. It was only buried. Your voice wasn't lost. It was only silenced by fear. Your clarity wasn't stolen. It was only hidden beneath layers of conditioning that told you to be small, obedient, invisible. But now, invisibility is no longer safe. Silence is no longer noble. Shrinking is no longer humble. The divine is not asking you to be quiet anymore. It is not asking you to blend in. It is commanding you to rise. And that command doesn't come with comfort. It doesn't come with perfect timing. It comes like thunder in the middle of the night. Unexpected, disruptive, undeniable. You can ignore it, but it won't stop echoing. You can run from it, but it will chase you. Not to punish you, but to awaken you. This is not about being ready. It's about being willing. Willing to walk into the unknown. Willing to release what no longer vibrates with your becoming. Willing to trust the divine whisper inside you that says, "This is it. This is it." You've waited your whole life for this tipping point. You've spent years breaking patterns, healing wounds, clearing karma, shedding skins, all for this moment. And the most dangerous thing you could do now is pretend that nothing has changed. The most painful decision would be to stay in places that no longer feel like home, to keep conversations that no longer stir your soul, to maintain versions of yourself that are no longer rooted in truth. You are being invited to become unrecognizable, not to others, but to the old you, the one who tolerated too much, the one who feared her own light, the one who asked for permission. She is dissolving. He is fading. They are being called back into the soil so that the true you can emerge, not just empowered, but embodied, not just awakened, but anchored. This is the hour of embodiment. It's not enough to know who you are. You must live it, breathe it, speak it, move from it. No more explanations. No more waiting for others to understand. No more trying to be digestible to people who were never meant to sit at your table. This is divine territory now. Your life is sacred land. Only those who see the holy in you should be allowed to stay, because the hour is too late for compromise. The calling is too loud for confusion. The purpose is too precise for distraction. You may feel the weight of this moment pressing against your ribs. That's because something is being born. And birth doesn't ask for convenience. It requires surrender. There is a pushing, a stretching, a holy discomfort that comes before destiny. You are being expanded so that you can hold more truth, more impact, more power, more wealth. But the expansion always comes after the breaking. Let yourself break. Let the false identities fall. Let the old narratives burn. Let the timelines you've outgrown collapse at your feet. You are not dying. You are finally living. You are not lost. You are being realigned. You are not behind. You are right on time, because this is the hour you were made for. Everything you've walked through, everything you've questioned, everything you fought to remember, it was all leading here, to the threshold of your divine becoming. Not as a fantasy, but as a reality. One you must now choose, not once, but again and again, in every moment, with every breath. Because this is not the hour to sleep. This is not the time to delay. This is the hour to rise. And when you do, the universe, the real one, beneath the illusion, will recognize you. The gate will open, the energy will align, and everything you thought you had to chase will begin chasing you. This is the edge, the moment where fate meets decision, where prophecy meets permission, where what was destined for you is no longer waiting in the distance, but standing in front of you, hand extended, eyes locked, asking, will you step through? But to step through, you must leave behind the comfort of delay. You must release the seduction of someday, the illusion that there will be a better time, a safer season, a clearer sign. That idea that you are still waiting for something is the final lie. There is nothing left to wait for, because everything you need is already in you. The truth has been knocking. The wisdom has been rising. The moment has arrived. And still, the majority will miss it. Why? Because this awakening doesn't come in the form of spectacle. It doesn't shout. It doesn't beg. It speaks in a frequency that only the divinely awake can feel. It moves through intuition, through vibration, through sudden clarity that pierces through the fog. If you are still waiting for someone else to explain it, validate it, or confirm it, you'll miss it. Because this is a solo activation, a personal choice, an unshakable knowing that lives in you, not around you. And that knowing is alive right now. This isn't a time to gather opinions. This is a time to gather yourself, your scattered power, your abandoned dreams, your buried voice, your silenced fire. Call it back, reclaim it. You can't walk through this hour half-lit. You must burn. You must radiate. You must move as though the universe is watching, because it is. This is the awakening of the remnant, the few who remembered in the dark, the few who refused to forget, the ones who were mocked for their vision, dismissed for their truth, abandoned for their light, only to rise stronger, clearer, untouchable. You were never broken. You were being built. And now that construction is complete. The time of hiding is over. The hour of revealing has come. You are not the same person you were when the world last saw you. You are deeper, wilder, sharper. You are no longer interested in the stories of fear, scarcity, and suffering. You're not here to repeat the cycles. You're here to interrupt them, to embody a frequency so rare, so powerful, so holy, that it bends reality around your presence. Not because you force it, but because you are it. This final hour is the test. Not a punishment, a portal. It's not asking you to prove yourself to anyone. It's asking if you're finally ready to be yourself, fully, regardless of who leaves, who doubts, who misunderstands. The test isn't about others. It's about you. It's about whether your allegiance is still to comfort or to calling, to survival or to sovereignty, to fear or to truth. Truth is costly, but the cost of staying asleep is greater. You know this. You feel it in your bones. The longer you remain in places that drain you, conversations that mute you, environments that don't reflect your highest frequency, the more pain you create. Not because you're being punished, but because your soul is incompatible with stagnation now. The fire in you is too alive. It demands expression. You were not born to shrink. You were not chosen to blend in. You were not summoned to maintain the systems that keep the world asleep. You are here to disrupt, to awaken, to rebuild. And that begins with you choosing to no longer betray your knowing, to no longer delay your rise, to no longer ask for permission to become who you were always meant to be. The divine has already said yes. The universe has already aligned. Now you must answer, not with your words, but with your walk, your decisions, your boundaries, your yes, your number, your daily embodiment of the truth that pulses through you like a holy current. And that embodiment will not go unnoticed. As you rise, the frequency of your life will begin to shift. The people who match your past will fall away. The ones who match your future will arrive. Doors will close and new ones will appear. Ones that you couldn't see until you said yes to your calling. Because the universe rearranges itself around bold decisions. And the boldest decision you will ever make is this: to no longer abandon yourself. Not for love, not for safety, not for tradition, not for approval. Your final hour is the moment you choose to live awake in a world that prefers sleep. To speak clearly in a world addicted to confusion. To act decisively in a world that hesitates. To lead when others follow. To believe when others doubt. You were chosen because you were never meant to follow the old path. You are here to build the new one. The road ahead will not be easy. In fact, it will be the most challenging journey you have ever undertaken. But the trials you face now are not punishments. They are initiation rites into a higher realm of existence. Every obstacle, every heartbreak, every moment of doubt is refining you, shaping you into the leader you were born to become. The final hour is a crucible, melting away everything that is not your divine essence, so that only the purest form remains. You will encounter resistance, from outside and within. The world, uncomfortable with your awakening, will try to pull you back into old patterns of complacency. People who once cheered for you might become distant, confused by the intensity of your transformation. Your own mind may rebel, tempted by the familiarity of ease, whispering lies of unworthiness and fear. These are tests of your commitment. But remember, every great transformation requires courage. Every masterpiece is forged through struggle. The divine does not ask for perfection. It asks for persistence, for a heart that keeps moving forward despite the storm. This is your proving ground. Your legacy begins here, in the fire of your willingness to keep showing up as your truest self. You have already crossed thresholds many don't even dare to approach. You've faced shadows others ignore, confronted fears most avoid, and embraced truths that challenge the status quo. This is why the final hour is calling you now. Not to punish, but to empower. To awaken the latent gifts and ancient wisdom that have been waiting patiently inside you. Your intuition is stronger than ever. Trust it. It will be your compass through moments of uncertainty. When confusion arises, when voices outside try to drown out your inner knowing, anchor yourself in that sacred guidance. It will never lead you astray. You are part of a divine lineage, a chain of souls awakened across time, each carrying the torch of truth through darkness. Your struggle is not in vain. It's a continuation of a holy mission. The power you seek is not just personal success or fleeting wealth. It is the power to heal, to transform, to illuminate. It is the authority to create realities aligned with the highest good, not only for yourself, but for all who come after you. This power requires responsibility. The final hour demands that you step into integrity, not just in what you say, but in what you embody. It is easy to claim power, but far more challenging to wield it with humility, compassion, and wisdom. The divinely awake do not seek dominance. They serve light. They understand that true strength is gentle and that influence grows through love and truth. You must be vigilant about the company you keep. Surround yourself with souls who uplift, challenge, and inspire you. Cut ties with energies that drain or diminish your spirit. Your environment should reflect the frequency you wish to live in, and that begins with conscious choice. The journey will also bring moments of profound solitude. This is not loneliness, but sacred space, a place where your soul speaks loudest. Use this time to reconnect deeply with your essence. Meditate, reflect, create rituals that honor your transformation. Nourish your body, mind, and spirit as you prepare for the great tasks ahead. Remember, you are never truly alone. The divine presence is always with you, a steady current beneath the chaos. When you feel overwhelmed, reach inward and upward. Call on this energy to sustain you, to infuse you with courage and clarity. Your prayers and intentions are heard and answered, even when the answers seem silent. Your final hour is not a deadline, but a doorway. Step through it with open eyes and a brave heart. Walk forward knowing that every challenge is a step closer to your divine destiny. The path may be narrow, but it is also radiant. And when you arrive, you will realize that the power and peace you sought were inside you all along, waiting for you to awaken fully and claim them as your own. As you move deeper into this final hour, you will begin to see the layers of illusion fall away with increasing clarity. What once seemed permanent and unchangeable now appears fragile, like a veil being lifted from your eyes. The systems that governed your life, the beliefs, the fears, the conditioned responses, are unraveling, making space for your true power to rise. This awakening is a revolution of consciousness, and revolutions are never quiet. You might feel uprooted, disoriented, and at times even fearful. These feelings are natural, but they are not your identity. They are the birth pangs of your new self emerging, stronger and more luminous than ever before. Lean into the discomfort, because on the other side lies freedom. You are learning to wield your energy with intention. Every thought, every emotion, every action carries weight now. You no longer live as a passive observer of your reality. You are the creator, the architect of your own destiny. This realization can be overwhelming, but it is also exhilarating. It means you hold the keys to unlock any door, to manifest any vision, to rewrite any story. With this power comes responsibility, not to others, but to yourself. You must guard your sacred space fiercely. Protect your mind from toxic influences, your heart from draining connections, and your soul from anything that dims your light. Your energy is precious. Treat it as the divine resource it is. The people who resonate with your new frequency will begin to gravitate towards you naturally. They will recognize your awakening and respond in kind. These relationships will be transformative, nurturing your growth and amplifying your mission. Likewise, those who cannot meet you where you are will gently fall away. This is a natural purification process that clears the path for your highest destiny. You are becoming a beacon, a light so bright it cannot be ignored. Your presence alone will shift the energies around you, inspiring others to awaken as well. This is your gift to the world, to be a living example of divine potential realized. Your challenges are not obstacles, but signposts guiding you toward mastery. Each difficulty tests your faith, sharpens your resolve, and expands your capacity to hold more light. Through these trials, you are building resilience, a strength born not of resistance, but of surrender to your highest truth. The final hour also calls you to radical self-love. This is not selfishness. It is the foundation of all true power. When you love yourself fully, flaws, shadows, and all, you create an unshakable base from which to operate. You become immune to the opinions of others and steadfast in your commitment to your path. You are learning to listen deeply, not just to external voices, but to the sacred whispers within. These subtle nudges guide you away from distractions and toward your purpose. They are the compass of the divinely awake, pointing you toward alignment with your highest good. As you embody this awakening, your life will begin to transform in visible and profound ways. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach will open effortlessly. Abundance will flow to you naturally, not as a prize, but as a reflection of your inner state. Power will come not from control, but from connection, a deep harmony with the forces that govern the universe. Remember, the final hour is a sacred invitation. It asks you to step fully into your role as a divine co-creator, to leave behind the old stories of limitation and scarcity, and embrace the infinite possibilities that await you. You are ready. You are capable. You are chosen. Walk forward with courage, for the world is waiting for the light only you can bring. Now, as you stand on the precipice of this final hour, take a moment to honor how far you have come. Every step, every struggle, every moment of doubt was a thread woven into the tapestry of your awakening. You have been prepared in ways you cannot fully comprehend yet, but the depth of your readiness is undeniable. This is the culmination of lifetimes, the sacred moment where all the pieces come together, not by chance, but by divine design. The final hour is a call to unwavering commitment, to choosing every day to show up as your highest self, to hold space for your growth, even when it feels uncomfortable, to trust the unseen forces working tirelessly on your behalf. This is not a moment for half measures or compromises. It is a time for total devotion to your soul's mission. You may find that your old world no longer fits. Friends, family, environments, even beliefs that once supported you might now feel constricting or out of alignment. This is a natural part of the shedding process. Do not fear it or resist it. Instead, embrace the freedom that comes with release. Trust that what is meant for you will find you effortlessly, and that every ending is simply a new beginning cloaked in mystery. Your journey forward is sacred, and it requires both strength and grace. Strength to face the unknown without faltering. Grace to move through transformation with patience and compassion for yourself and others. Remember that awakening is not a race. It is a sacred unfolding, unique to your soul's timeline. In this final hour, your connection to the divine deepens. You become a channel for higher wisdom, a vessel through which healing, clarity, and transformation flow. Your words carry power. Your presence carries peace. Your actions carry the imprint of the sacred. This is your time to lead, not by force, but by example. To inspire, not through loud proclamations, but through quiet confidence and unwavering integrity. To manifest, not through struggle, but through alignment with the infinite source that flows through you. The world around you is shifting. Old paradigms are collapsing, and new possibilities are emerging. You are at the forefront of this great transition, a pioneer charting a path into the unknown. Your courage lights the way for others who are still awakening. Your faith sustains the collective hope for a brighter future. As you step fully into this moment, remember that you are not alone. You are supported by an unseen army of light, by ancestors who walked before you, and by the sacred energy that animates all life. When doubt arises, call upon this support. When fear whispers, anchor yourself in truth. When uncertainty looms, return to your center. Your final hour is not a threat. It is a gift, an invitation to live fully awake, fully alive, and fully aligned with your divine purpose. This is the moment you were born for, the moment where all that you are meets all that you are meant to be. Rise, chosen one. Your time is now. The world awaits the light only you can bring.